Alright, all you crazy daredevils and evil Knievels in training out there, welcome back to Under the Radar. And now it's time for us to check out which one of you crazy stunners is gonna most likely say, "Look, Mom, no hands," while you make your way to the emergency rooms as we get ready to leap into another edition of the wild world of stunts. And the first stunt that we have up comes from the stunner Saucy Whale with their stunt Pt.4. And yeah, this stunt, which features Saucy Whale and his group he likes to call the Irish Whalers. Yes, a whole bunch of group of people that gets together for their annual air show outside of Los Santos International would try to perform their signature trick, the Mysterious Pass. And the Mysterious Pass, for those who've never seen it before, is a whole bunch of jet fighter planes flying into each other, but in a near-miss fashion with a whole bunch of red, white, and blue smoke in a mist of cool colors as they pass through. And they would be able to pull off this stunt successfully while the camera would have a slow motion, almost 5-plane wreck in the process. And the most impressive part about this stunt is, folks, that this would all be captured via a drone that would fly along the rest of this stunt. And according to the PR department and the maestro and the doctors, they're giving it a 10, and so am I. And not to mention, this was their practice run. I can only imagine what the actual full stunt's gonna look like. And hopefully they send it in within the next couple of weeks. And besides practice stunts made perfect, folks, we go to the next stunt, which comes from the stunner Hawkeye BMX with their stunt, period. And yeah, that's just it. They just put a decimal or a period for this said stunt because they said that the stunt will speak for itself. Because veteran biker known as Hawkeye would make his way to the Los Santos parking lot and decide to bunny hop his way right into the history books by landing right on the top of the giant oversized sign right for the parking lot telling you how many hours you have left to park, with both of his wheels on that sign successfully with no problem whatsoever. Like what, Maestro?
Like a glove?
For him to just sit up there and put the word period on the screen. Now, granted, the camera's cut off before the word period would show up, but it definitely brings it home why in the world he didn't put any words down for this cool stunt. And the maestro and everyone else, once again, giving this stunt a perfect 10 for a perfect bunny hop experience. And the next stunt that we have up, or more or less card test, comes from the stunner HDBSJBS. I guess it's a stunt and manufacturing company with their said stunt, Project 19. Now, apparently I'm being given a piece of paper right now by the maestro. I'm supposed to read this, excuse me. Now, the test featuring for the following vehicle known as the Benefactor Armored Limo. When you don't want your safety to be a factor, go Benefactor with their armored vehicles. And to truly test this armored vehicle, the guy that's behind the wheel right now that goes by the name of Samuel would truly put this vehicle to the test with the 90 or 45 degree angled hill where he would slide out of the way of 18-wheelers, trucks, trailers, and anything else that is on this obstacle course, only to slide directly into the gas station with all 4 wheels barely hitting that gas tank. Like what, Maestro?
Like a glove?
And probably one of the most impressive obstacle course Pete Townsend slide, and I guess Jason Statham transporter-like stunts we've seen thus far for the wild world of stunts. And according to the maestro in the PR department, that limo actually cost well over $879 million, and the fact that he didn't get a scratch on it, thumbs up in our books. But why is it so expensive? Oh, diamond-plated rims. Ah, right. 24-karat diamond-plated rims. Why? The armor should have been good enough. Oh, armor and style. Right. I forgot. I keep forgetting these things. And besides overly expensive limos, folks, the next stunt that we have up comes from the creator and stunner, Fatal Juice. I think it was supposed to be Fatal Juice, but he added an A in there somehow with his said stunt, Collide. And in this said stunt features our stunner that goes by the name of Juice, who decided to go around in his makeshift car from the bunker, which I think this is one of those caddy-like cars that you would use to ride around the bunker so you don't have to walk. He somehow managed to get it into open streets and would travel down the road performing near misses to every single person until one woman who was walking across the bridge to the other side of the street, only for her to get smacked right directly in the side of the head with this car. And if you think karma was not gonna come back to get this guy, well, you're wrong. Because next thing you know, karma will come in the form of an adder speeding down the street going approximately 215 miles per hour to knock a pedestrian into the road, smacking into his car, all while the adder would smack into him in a side formation, T-like formation that we here at the Wild World of Stunts would like to call a T-bone, for him to get knocked right off his car and just fall flat on the city streets. And ladies and gentlemen, according to the doctors, the person who got hit with the car suffered not only a concussion but a fractured jaw, but this guy would end up in an Inspector Gadget way because of that T-bone and the fact that he wasn't wearing a helmet, no seatbelt. He's in bad shape. Everything from the neck down is broken. I don't know how this was able to happen, probably because of the sheer velocity of the other car, but yeah, everything broken. He's gonna be in the cast for a long time. And speaking of people who may end up paralyzed with this crazy stunt, the last but not least stunt that we have up for this week comes from the stunner You Wanna Go with his said stunt, Maze Bank Stunt. And during this crazy, and I do mean crazy stunt, would feature the man who likes to call himself Action Man Steve, who decided to perform his latest needle thread-like stunt over the Maze Bank Arena by actually threading the needle through the little miniature beams that hang above the Maze Bank Arena to make his way to the city streets below and land in the parking lot. That's how the stunt was supposed to go. But how did the stunt end up, folks? Well, this crazy guy who didn't realize what altitude he was at decided to just go low altitude for a medley bonus for this stunt for the people who are watching at home on YouTube, to thread the needle through that metal beam and get beamed himself by the giant oversized concrete, I guess, advertisement board that was right behind those said beams, and would land on the ground, get back up on his feet, give a thumbs up, and fall directly back down to the ground. And probably one of the most painful, spine-rattling stunts we've seen in a long time. Probably since that whole incident where that guy Rocket Man himself right directly into the drink, only to land on the rocks in the ocean water below. And according to the doctors, yeah, he broke every single bone in his spine upon impact. It sounded like M80 firecrackers according to what the doctors said when the camera audio was on. but they masked it with a whole bunch of music so you couldn't hear his spine break in pieces like if he was fighting Bane or something. So yeah, he's really hurt. Really, really hurt and maybe paralyzed. Wait, according to the doctors, is paralyzed. Yikes. And if you guys want to check out any other cool stunts of people trying to get themselves maimed for unnecessary fame, you can go ahead and head on over to the Rockstar Socialclub page, only known as socialclub.rockstargames.com, and just go right directly under that video page to check out a whole bunch of crazy stunners who look good before this stunt, but afterwards would end up with faces, bodies, and anything else that I got a feeling that only a mother would love. Told you, Maestro, we would get that line in there. I don't care how much you've grown. Like these stunners, it was a good one. And I guess with that said, folks, we might as well head back to this music, and when we return, we'll be back with another edition of the GTA Online Top 5 Tracks of the Week, right after this. So don't go anywhere just yet, folks, and stay tuned.